Good morning. U.S. debt hit $34 trillion. Let me repeat it for those of you in the back of the room. The biggest bull market I know is U.S. national debt. I got just a guy to bring in the show here. We have a couple breaking headlines. Gold is down $25. Crude's up $1.80. There's things going on in the world. If you thought 2024 was going to be boring, you're wrong. But you're at the right place. Live at 9. Connor B, come on in the show. What's going
Good
on?
morning. Good morning, Tommy. Yeah, we got gold up. Bitcoin, we won't talk about it a lot, but yesterday we talked about that run. 2 hours after the show ended, we hit a cliff and it dropped, I think, 3 to 5,000.
Gold's
Unbelievable.
down $25 today. Down.
Down. My mistake. My
Yeah, silver
mistake.
down 50 cents. Crude up $2. Grains, they're struggling. They are on the struggle bus. We got a great show. We're going to talk about the U.S. debt. Joe's going to pull up that picture of what the U.S. debt. Well, real quick, we'll get in the U.S. debt eclipsed 34 trillion. 3 months ago, it was at 33 trillion. 2 years ago, 30 trillion. 4 years ago, 24 trillion. Doesn't matter if they're Democrat, Republican, neutral, whatever party they're part of. As long as we're giving away money and taking in less in taxes and spending more, the United States government has a serious problem. And that problem is, just like every other American, they're going the wrong way. They have money on a credit card. The largest credit card in the world is right here, top left, folks, 34 trillion. We eclipsed it 8 hours
And
ago. Connor, what do you see when you see that mess of a chart?
when you talked about 4 years ago, 2020 was 11 trillion ago, right? That's an unbelievable number. The one that jumps out to me, 1 trillion in the past 3 months, Tommy. 3 months we've eclipsed that far. Let's pull up that chart. And here's the other thing. You mentioned it in terms of credit card debt. The interest expense on US debt is now $1.1 trillion. The interest expense alone.
Larger
Unbe-
than our national defense budget, sir.
Unbelievable. And when I look at this chart, 2020, we spiked considerably. That it makes sense to me, I guess. This past 3 months, Tommy, or the past 6 months, that spike, what do you attribute that to? What's this 1 trillion in 3 months? Why the escalation?
3 months ago, the 10-year rate was at 5.05. The 2-year was higher than that. So the United States government has auctions all the time. You can go buy T-bills. You can go buy any debt instrument. The Fed funds rate is still pinned high. So every single day when the United States government issues fresh debt, they are issuing it at a high level. And that hasn't changed. We have not lowered rates yet. The market thinks we're going to lower rates. That's why the 10 years at 4%, not 5%. Look at this chart. Look at this soccer ball of a chart. The United States holding the record for the most debt. You got China over there, Japan. I don't know if this is something you brag about or something you're embarrassed about. What do you think of this chart, my friend?
It makes you nervous, doesn't it, Tommy? And just we've always had debt climb, generally speaking, throughout the years, but the recent escalation gives me cause for concern.
Yeah. Let's get into what we do. Corn, beans, wheat. How are the
Yep.
markets looking? Let's see. I think we have some corn soldiers who are going to join us today. If we could pull up the corn army. If do we have our army with us? Our corn
Is
army.
corn going to rally? Are they going to join the forces? We popping that up?
I will pop it up. Oh, one more time, Joe. Here comes the corn army.
Here it is. They're late
There
as
it
usual.
is.
They're
That
Will.
that slide is so good. It took us a few seconds to pull it up. Are you ready, my corn soldiers? Are you ready to go to battle for the corn war? We have some reasons why we think we may lose this battle. Of course, the funds are heavily short. Bring up the charts, my friend.
Yes, sir. So here, this is us just looking at what that March D's corn spread has done for 2023. Right when we started, we were at we were inverted, right, kicking off 2023, and then the market did. I always think of what's the function of the market, and it did what it was supposed to do. It's incentivizing carry. It's incentivizing guys to stick it in the bin, or it's trying its best too, and that's where we're going to. So as you can see, what were we at, Tommy? 50-cent inverse to start the year. Now we're at 35-cent carry. Looking at it right now.
You mean last year, right? Going back all the way to last year.
Right. 2023. I'm still in 2023.
I was like, we haven't moved that much, but we are going from the top left to the bottom right. Now, one real quick thing. We can go in big depth and spreads. Our friend Dave Lechtenberg is going to do a corn special today and a soybean special. If you'd like to see that, contact us, email us, call us. We can get that out to you. But the spreads don't lie. A couple things don't lie. Some people say USDA lies. That you can ask them, okay? The basis never lies. If someone has a hot cash bid, that is real. That is where you sell your market. The basis doesn't lie and the Board of Trade spreads don't lie. And if you think they're lying, you can gladly take the other side. But the spreads broke long before so much that the futures did. So that price action, when we started to come down, when we truly started to trend down at the end of July, some really smart people were saying this market's over. This market's over long term. And then the perma bulls, the weather bulls, all the bulls, the newsletter bulls, I got to sell you something. I can't tell you the truth bulls. They they didn't educate people on this. And sometimes the truth hurts, but this spread is telling us that the truth hurts. We have too much corn. When you look at how much corn we have for carryout versus beans, it's a much different level. People will be selling corn on rallies. I'll give you a tidbit that'll make you sad. On the report, here next week, we can go limit up and still have a 4 in front of us. Corn could go limit up and we'd still
That
have
puts it in
in front of us.
perspective. Ouch.
Yeah. So we
I
went over
I
March D's, March, July. Did we do both of them?
Yeah, I got March, July pulled up right now. And so here, the story it tells 3-4 months ago, right? I don't know about you, Tommy, but I was pounding the drum. Interest rates were high. There was little, we had carry March to July, but it wasn't enough. Convert that grain to cash. We need to be moving it. Now, the story, right? It's still developing and it will continue to develop, but it's changing a little bit, right? As you always talk about the interest rates, they're coming down, as of right now. The carry's getting wider, right? If you've got grain in the bin and you're sitting on it, time to put a pencil to it. What's it look like if we went ahead and paid that interest and sold it for July and locked in that carry? Things to think about.
Yeah, here's the problem, Connor, is that the American farmer was so scared to sell 550 corn that they're now going to sell it at 4. And so look at every 100,000 bushels as a $550,000 house. Now you own a $400,000 house. And anyone who's ever been caught long a house or caught long anything, it is hard to sell things as they're going down. And when we have days like
Absolutely.
last Friday and Tuesday, it's hard to sell things that are going down. You were a grain buyer at an elevator, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy more grain on up days or down days?
Much more on the up days.
Why is that? Resting orders, uh,
Uh,
people up, selling on the way up.
Yeah, I think resting orders, that's a big one. If an order gets hit, right, that's going to execute. But I think it's emotion, it's psychology, right? Do you want to sell uh, everything when the screen's red, or would you rather sell it when we're up 10, 15 cents? And so it comes down to psychology, I think. So,
Right. And so what's happened is we've sold off these futures, the cash market, we will probably see a hot cash market arise here through the United States. So you have this conundrum. You say, wow, the basis improved, but I hate the futures price. You got to call someone you trust, do it yourself. We want you to buy back those bushels. Find a way to do it. There's so many ways we could go over that another day. Actually, Dave Lechtenberg will after the show. But
yep.
it hurts to say, oh my God, I just sold a $1.50 break, but the basis popped 25 cents. You have to sell grain on a hot cash market and move on. And then there's different ways of ownership. Personally,
Absolutely.
the better situation would have been humbly selling 550 corn. But last year, when you could have sold 550 corn, you were selling the previous year, as Brady talked about in a previous episode, for $7, $8. And so it's kind of hard to be like that. What else do we have, my friend?
We got some news. We'll wrap it up pretty quick. Big one we had average 30-year fixed rate for the final week of 23, 6.76%. I think that's right where we started at in January. It went higher, and then we closed right at that level, real close. And then we got crude oil's up on those.
$2. That headline's 10 minutes old and a dollar wrong, right?
That's the fun thing about being live, isn't it, Tommy? Sometimes our
This is a
headlines,
true story, right? If you
we
want
made it 3
today's
minutes
news
ago.
today, you're getting it.
Yeah. And then the last thing we got, and let's wrap it up. We've got NASDAQ biggest 2-day drop since October, right? 2024, if we're looking at NASDAQ, Bitcoin, corn, soybeans, kind of off to a rocky start, but we got a long way to go in 24. Let's see what the rest of the week brings.
Yeah, I got a little something for you. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hit me.
start your engines. 2024 is here. I got you a little John Deere tractor sound. What do you think of this, buddy? Let's get 2024 started. All right, let's hear from Gina G. Let's get out of here. We got some stuff to do. Folks, if you need help, give us a call. Of course, like and subscribe. You could ask a comment. As always, you're more than welcome to ask us a question. I'll get tomorrow's show loaded up here. People want to start shooting us questions, they can. Give us a call, 1-855-737-FARM, or email us info at ATI ProMedia. Today's news, today live with Connor B, Tommy G. Tomorrow, Brady Huck will be on the show. See you, everyone.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.